Nah, that was not me playing the banjo. I wish I could play a musical instrument. That would be awesome. Get that microphone down here. Just a little bit. Get out of the picture. Get out of the scene. There we go. And welcome, everybody. Sunday night on Doing It with the Wit. I think it's going to be a slow... Oh, come on, get back up there. I think it's going to be a slow night tonight for some reason. There's a big, I guess, giveaway happening over on Twitch with over 300 viewers. So anyways, we'll have a nice, small... intimate crowd tonight, so that's probably all right. So I'm going to say hello to whoever's on chat right now already, and Brendan is early as always. Hello, Brendan, welcome. And Kieran is here. James Grader is here. Non-fam, hello, welcome. And that's it for now. And Kieran, yeah, too many teeth. Yes, I have too many teeth for playing the banjo, don't I? And 3D Medic Vince is here. Hello, hello, hello. And Joe Velasco, well, hello, hello. Look at that. Everybody's popping in now. Surprised you're not over on Loyal's. He's doing a 24-hour Twitch thing or something for a big giveaway, but that's all right. I don't need any more stuff, so I don't need to be given anything. I'm actually trying to sell printers instead of win printers now. So we're going to basically just continue this evening working on, which you can't see because it's just out of frame, but we're going to continue working on this little Voron Zero. I've made a little headway during the week because we've got some boxes in behind us. Here, microphone's too high. There we go. We got some boxes in behind us right here that we want to get started on. Hopefully, by next Sunday. We'll see how what I can do in 3 hours tonight on this little 01. So we'll see what I can get done. And then who else? Has anybody else popped in? Let me just double check the chat here. Oh, I see the apprentice has popped in now. Hello, welcome. Okay, so let's get moving on. I've kind of been rearranging my cameras a little bit, and I've got a 4-camera split I'm going to try and attempt to do. What we're working on to begin with tonight, we're at the stage where we've got the belts done, we've got the belts tensioned, everything's on here nice and done. We got the bed on, we got our end stops on, and now we're working on the hot end. So we are working on getting this guy completed and put on. So I've gone with a white and black and red theme for this build. So what I've got to do now is I've got to put the thermistor and the heater cartridge on my nozzle. The nozzle has been mounted on the appropriate part to go in that hot end. And now we're just going to work on putting the thermistor and everything on. So let's go to my split camera view here. Here we go. And let's get working. So I'm going to, one of my cameras is frozen or I'm not seeing. How come I have two? Okay, hang on. This one. I've got two of the same camera going. How did that happen? Let me go fix that. I should not have two of the same camera. There is no reason to have two of the same camera. So I think if I bring this one. How did I do that? This one. There we go. That's better. I wanted this camera view here. There we go. Just like that. Here we go. There, that's better. So we have a little bit of a viewing of the work area here. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and start with the hot end here. So 8 people hanging out, which is cool. I appreciate it. Just on YouTube tonight. And I'm sure people will join us as they free themselves up from other things. But I'm starting a little early just so I can get, so I can have a lot of time to do what I got to do here. So we have our heater cartridge for the, this is the Dragonfly hot end heater cartridge and thermostat. So we're just going to insert these, and I believe I wanted them to come in through this side, although it doesn't really matter. Either way, they've got to be put in. So I'm going to do that. Get my little, where is my small hex wrench? There it is, under my bags. Don't forget the like, smash button. Exactly. Thank you, everybody. I want to see at least 8 likes on the YouTube. With 8 people here, and we have 3 likes here. I'll even like it. There we go. Now we have 4 likes, but one of them is me, which is kind of cheating. But what the heck? If I can't like myself, who can I like? Okay, we'll tighten this heater cartridge in, and we'll get the thermistor in. There we go. Okay, heater cartridge and thermistor in now. There we go. I'm going to switch just to this guy so you get a big view here. So now this is going to go. The one trick about this thing, the wiring is really, really. I worked with this a bit last night. I don't know if any of you guys were on, but I've had a little issue with routing the wiring, but I think I've got it okay now. And I'm trying to keep a hold of this because I don't want these 2 screws to fall out and have this whole extruder fall apart on me. So, because there's a few parts that will fall out. So. Video from my Friday night stream got spammer comment. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that and see. If they can't spam, if they spam you, you're popular. Can't help being popular. Okay, so we got to slide this up here. while keeping the wires out of the way. So we'll try not to pinch any of these wires, and these ones actually I've got to get these thermostat wires. Hang on a minute. I think I'm going to just turn this so these wires are coming up that way. We'll see. I may change my mind on this after, because these wires have got to come, sort of got to come up and bend out of the way here. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, don't fall out. I don't want that. I don't want that extruder to fall apart. Okay. Hold these wires out of the way, off to the side. These wires here will come in here. Make sure I get the Bowden tube in the right hole. There we go. Just like so. That's sitting nice and flush up against there. So there we go. And we have the little cutout here to bring these wires up and around. So now what we need to do is we have some 35 millimeter cap screws here that we're going to use to into this is going to fixate onto the X carriage here. So let's go ahead and split this camera view. We'll come up to our X carriage. So we have two pre-inserted heat sets there. Now we're going to basically come on with this. And ideally, that's going to sit nice and flush, just like so. And these 35 millimeter screws should be the perfect length. Come on. Or are these 30s? I think these might be 30s. No, I think these are 35s. I don't remember. I think we're clear on there. I think we got the wires all out of the way. Last night I kind of had wires crossing a hole and didn't end up pretty. Okay, that one's on, and we're looking pretty good. Okay, good. Well, the wire, it was sort of planned, but I think, not that I'm any expert by any stretch of the imagination, Joe, but I think it could have been done a little better. But when they're trying to compact so much into a small hot end, it's not the easiest thing to do. So, but I think we're okay. I think I've got this all. I think I've got it figured out here. So we're going to have some stuff coming up both sides, which is fine. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and attach the motor. So let's get up a taller view up top here. And I'll turn this around. I tend to spend a lot of time making sure you guys get a good view of everything, which is just something I like to do. Why is there no... See, I would have put... unless there is, and I just didn't see it. No, I would have put a little cutout here so we could zip tie these heater cable wires, because these things are going to come up. and I don't want them hitting the belt. But they just need to kind of be twisted over here a little bit. But I would have liked to have seen a zip tie in here so we could hold them right up tight against there. Because these are going to kind of come up the side. They have no choice but to come up the side. Unless I can come in behind. Maybe I'll come, yeah, maybe that's it. They're going to come in behind. Okay, yeah, I suppose that's the way they're going to go. Anyways, now we got to put the motor in. And I believe I want to use, do I want to use the ones that came with it? No, because I have to attach some spacers. So I believe I need to attach this motor with something a little bit. Piece fell off my extruder to my left. Probably, yeah, this screw. I think it's this screw that fell off. Yeah. Otherwise, so far, it seems to be okay now. And once I tighten all that up, but I think I need longer screws for this because I've got to have, we have some spacers coming out the back. And are they 30s I need? Let's see. Yeah, I think 30s. Let's just see how far we get through here. Yeah, I think the 30 is going to be the one. Because if I use the ones that came on it, they're not going to be long enough for me to hit those spacers in the back. Hey, Zenbender. Hello, welcome. Okay, so let's get the motor in place. There we go. We'll get this one going through. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, the one that came on the motor would have been too short. Because we want some sticking out here to for the posts that have got to go on there. So let's take this one out. And put a 30 in there. And snug that motor in. Just like so. Now, going to make sure there's nothing binding here. Nope, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So far, so good. Don't bring behind X-rail from below. It looks rubbing hit when carriage. Yeah, I was. This has got to come up from front. I think. I was just thinking more so. Yeah, I don't like the way this comes up unless I keep it loose because it's going to hit the belts. Although the belts, oh, it's not going to rub the belts actually because the belts are actually kind of stationary when this axis is moving. Okay, so it's really not actually going to rub against the belt. It's going to touch them, but it won't matter. Okay, good point. Good point. So, yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it will. Those wires would rub if I left them in the back there. Now, I need my little spacers, which I believe I printed white ones. Or did I? Or were they black? I already put the heat sinks in them, so I'm trying to think where I put those. Should I put them in this bag? I am putting a look at the gray ones here. I'm putting a umbilical on it, so we have to keep this in mind too. So this has a different kind of plate that's got to go on it for the one part of the umbilical. So this umbilical I'm putting on here is a beta unit from beta wired unit from 3D Lab Tech locally. He brought this over to me just the other night. Oh, that's tight. That's tight against the motor there. Wow. But we'll make it work. There we go. Let's just tighten that on. Let me see. The print's not the cleanest either, so hang on, let's. Actually, I will be able to do that better if I take a bolt in this side and then tighten that bolt. Should tighten the threads against the other one or break it. Okay. I have one of the two things was going to happen. I was either going to break it or something. That's fine. That's why I printed spares. That didn't seem to have a lot of room in it. So let's just see. Let me grab one of my spares. I think they were in here. One and another one. There we go. So this, oh yeah, there's lots of room in there, but it's not the cleanest print. That's the problem, is that's half the battle right there. But that's okay. It's, if I can get that to go. Okay, let's get my, I'm going to have to put a heat sink on that. Not a heat sink, a heat insert. Heat up the iron here. Okay. So this will be a little different with this umbilical going on here now. He told me to print a part, and I don't quite get how this part is going to fit, but we'll see. But so we have this part of the umbilical going to the hot end. Okay, and he told me to print this adapter for it. So, and I'm not 100% sure how this is going to fit. This is supposed to work with the BMX light here. So, BMX. Why do I keep calling it? I keep forgetting the name of it. The LGX light. I keep calling it a BMX. BMX is a bicycle. Hey, from Algonquin Park, Mark, how are you? So, we'll see how these things fit together. But first of all, let's get these spacers going. A couple heat sets here. Now that we got all this on. This seems to all be working fine. So I got to shorten some wires, obviously, because of the umbilical system. But Okay, let's get these in here. One. Okay. That's a tight fit. Oh, that's a tight fit. Oh, there it goes. This is the parts. The part's not the cleanest print, so and I just don't want to reprint it right now. But a little bit of muscle and a little bit of perseverance. Oh, and that'll go on there no problem, just like that. Whew. Hard on the fingers. And just a couple more of these guys. 13 viewers now. Thank you very much, everybody. 9 likes, 13 viewers. Let's even that up. Tell you what, if I get 300 viewers tonight, I'll give away a printer. I think I can safely say that, too. Okay. Then again, one. Yeah, I'm doing this kind of weird, but I haven't burned my fingers in a week, so I figured let's take a risk. There we go. Let's put this aside. Okay, let's get the other side on here. This bottom corner over here. That one didn't quite go on all the way, but that's good enough. Close enough for me. Oh, that's tight again. Oh, man, that's tight in there. Oh, boy, that is such a tight space. Maybe these, I wonder if it was different, thinner spacers I was supposed to print for this particular one. Anyways, I'll get it figured. Actually, if I have, I might actually just sand this down a bit or file it down a bit. Let me find, or I wonder if I were to, can I actually smooth it out? Oh, that actually helped. That actually helped. You'll post the giveaway in the Voron Discord. Ha! No, I don't have a printer to give away, and I'm not giving away this one in the box behind me. Just torching this very close to my fingers. Now my hands are freezing, so maybe that's why I'm not feeling this if it's burning me. Okay, let's see if I can get this to fit in here now. Oh, that made somewhat of a difference, but they're still a bit snug. Oh boy. Let's see if I can turn that. Let's see if I can turn that with a wrench a bit. Just with some pliers here. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. Perfect. Now just get this bottom one kind of snugged up, and we should be on our way. Okay. I think we're okay. I think we're okay on those. So that's those guys right. Yeah, it's hard to see on this camera here, but right here, these two. Now, what's supposed to go there normally is this piece right here is supposed to go now be bolted onto those like this. Sorry, wrong view. So like this is a strain relief, but because I'm putting the because I'm putting on the umbilical, I've got to figure out how this guy is going to attach on here using the piece I was advised to print, which was this guy. Now I think, so if I go, no, not that way. I think if I go like that, okay, and put them on through there, and then this guy can go through those holes, but there's no separation between all the pins, all the soldering. If it could go this way, it would be ideal, but it can't because I don't want that on an angle necessarily. Hey, Mr. Winston. Oh gosh, he wasn't there to claim it. Oh, that sucks. That was just recent too, wasn't it? Yesterday or something. So I could always put washers in just to have this so it sits a little bit off of this. So I think I'm going to put this guy in like this, because that's kind of the way that's designed, is to fit in just nicely like that on the back of this. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's see what happens here. We're kind of winging it as we go here. So I think M3/6s might be long enough for this. I'm hoping you get a good view here from this camera of what I'm doing. Let's see if I make that bigger. You can actually probably see it a little better. So we've just put on these two spacers in the top corners. And now we're going to put on this mount right here, which we're going to use to mount this this guy onto here like this for the umbilical. So that's what I'm going to do. As I say, I'm winging it. There's no specific instructions for this, so we are just doing what we can. And we're going to have to shorten some wiring for sure if this all works. If these 6 is going to fit, they should. Yeah, that 6 should fit. Let's give this a shot. There's that one. And down on this one. there. Oh, look at that view of the screwdriver. Oh, this bottom one's still turning a bit. I think it's not. There we go. There. So that's nice and snug there. We're not binding anywhere here. Okay. So that's that. Now we have this guy, and I think I want to wire that first before I put it in, but because I can't read everything here. So we have the thermistor, part cooling fan, X stop, hot end fan. Man, it's hard to read these. Then we have the part fan, the heater. So yeah, so that's gonna bolt in through here. We have, we can just put nuts on the other side of this. So I'll just have some nuts on the other side, and I'll put a washer so it just sort of stands up and off of that, so that I'm not hitting the contacts here onto the motor or onto the plastic or anything like that. Am I done yet? Not yet, quite yet, Liam. Not yet. This is a slower part right now. Now I could skip this part because this part's going to take a bit of thinking, and I'm going to have to shorten some wires. Like for instance, this one wire right here that you see this whole long piece of is my X end stop. Okay, which is going to eventually go in. One of these says X end stop on it. Whoops. And the type is so tiny. The type is so tiny on this that I'm having trouble reading it, but you can kind of see that it's all. Is this thing not focusing? Is this thing stuck in manual mode? Come on, focus. There we are. So you can just read this over there. So we have thermistor, we have part fan, and then we have hot end fan, X stop. So the X stop is the second one in right here. There's a chamber thermistor on here somewhere. Heater, part fan. That one in the middle is going to be the extruder motor. So yeah. So I got to shorten these wires. So what I may do, for instance, let's see, that's the X stop. So that'll go in there. Yeah. So definitely, I'm going to have all this excess wire sitting here. So once I have this mounted with my X end stop in there, all this excess wire. So I got to cut these wires a lot shorter in order to fit in here to keep it nice and clean. So, and I'm going to have to do that with all the wires, the X wires, all the fan wires here. Of course, the extruder wire, which is mega long. So every wire coming from the hot end here is going to be shortened in order to go into this daughter board. Okay, and then the other board, let's back this guy up a little bit. The other board, which is this one, is where everything is going to plug in. From here to the main board, it's going to plug in. And he has given me all my wires, pre-crimp, pre-everything, to go to the main board. Okay, so all the wires are already done. You're going to say, oh, they're all the same color. How will you know? Well, the heat shrink that is around them, what he's done, which I think is kind of ingenious because there's no labels to play with, but he has actually laser engraved right there, extruder heater. He's laser engraved the heat shrink to tell what the wire is. So this is the extruder heater wire, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty cool. And I wanted them all red to go with the theme. And then, of course, once this board is in position in here where it's going to go, we have the wire cluster that's going to go from the umbilical into this board, or from the daughter board into the board down here. So this is all the cluster of wires that's going to carry all the data. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to work maybe through the week of shortening those wires, or we'll see how we go with the electronics today. And I'm going to forego that step for now, because right now I've got to put all sorts of different electronics, power supply, main board, etc., mounted on the printer. So I'm going to kind of skip over this step for now, and we'll get into some more stuff that's a little more exciting to watch than me standing here crimping wires and doing all that stuff. So now that we have, why did that camera angle change again? So now that we have this all set, there we go. So we have our hot end on and ready to go, which is fine with the new extruder. Why does that seem like it's sitting on a bit of an angle? Although it's not. It's just weird looking from the side here. Nothing binding that, so it's not sitting. Yeah, I guess that's fine. It just looks like it's not sitting in there properly. But I think it is. It's got to be. Yeah. Anyways, no, just from the side, what I'm looking at is from the side. To me, it almost looks like the motor is the bottom is jutting out a bit, but I don't think it is. If it was, I wouldn't get a good. I wouldn't have smooth turning if it was, but it is catching the gears. Everything's fine. Anyways, it's just a. I think it's an optical illusion. I'm hoping it's not caught. Can't be. It wouldn't have bolted on properly. Now, I'm going to check one thing. I want to check one thing. I'm paranoid. I'm just going to check one thing. Loosen this guy off. Loosen this guy off a hair. Let's make sure he's sitting correctly in that adapter, which he should be. Yeah, he is. Still looks crooked, but I think it's just my eyes. It's got to be my eyes. Oh, I see. Okay, I got to loosen it up a bit. I see. Hopefully I don't have to take everything off. I just did. Hopefully I can just loosen these off a bit. Nope, I think I have to. Dang. What I've inadvertently done is I've got a wire trapped under there. And that's no good. I got a wire trapped under there. So it is sitting crooked. It's not my imagination. A little wire trapped under there. See, if I didn't do live streams and I just did videos, I'd have edited that out. And you guys wouldn't have been able to say, what an idiot. He didn't even know he had a wire caught under there. Well, no, I didn't. There's so many wires to watch out for when you do this stuff. Okay, I think I can get away with just undoing this bottom one. Maybe. No, I think I got to undo both. After all that work getting these spacers in there, I get a wire caught in there. Oh, why is that so dang tight? Oh, that just, don't tell me. Okay, well, now I got bigger problems. Boom, boom. Let's get this out of here. I may have a bigger problem here. I think I just stripped. Oh no, I didn't quite. I stripped it a little, but it's coming. I'm going to have to replace this screw for sure because it's stripped a bit. As long as I can get it out, I'm happy. Good. Good. Woof. I figure you do, Liam. Okay, that's a bad screw. That was, can you imagine if I'd have stripped a screw? That would have made my day. Okay, you stay together. You come here. Okay, come here, motor. Oh, the other one, I didn't quite get this one out far enough. Okay, you come out of here. Yeah, I had a wire caught right underneath it. Look at that. That's why I just got to be careful. And it wasn't quite sitting in the way it should. There we go. That wire's out of the way. Now we're sitting in there nice and flat. But why is there a little gap right there? What's causing this little gap? Oh, nothing. It's just still doesn't seem to be sitting level. That end stop wire is not in its way. It's just the way it sits. So everything is, the printed part is clean. Yeah, it's just the way it's sitting. Okay. I shall accept that. I appreciate that, Liam. I really do. The other 01's using a different kind of it's a different feeder, different extruder altogether, so it'll be totally different. But I'm going to be smart, and while this is here, I'm going to put that spacer in place right now, so I don't have to fiddle with how tight it is. Why is that? Are the threads on this spacer stripped? I wonder. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do, 25, M325. I'm going to shorten that screw and see if that's maybe causing my issue. No, I've referred to the other 01 here many a time. Just to, of course, I know that, Liam. I've referred to the 01 here, the other one, many a time, just to ensure that I've got everything correctly aligned, blah, blah, blah. So, but this is a different hot end style. So let's see if this 5 mils is going to be too short. Yeah, that's too short. Okay. So that has to be, and that's the same length as the original ones that came out of here, if I'm not mistaken. Don't know where I put them, but yeah, it's got to be. Okay, we got to use the 30s. There, that worked. It seemed to go in. Okay. And the other one. There we go. Actually, the motor looks a bit straighter now too, so looks good. And we got no pinched wires underneath it. Okay, good. Now we can throw this guy back in. I know you guys have plenty of pet names for me behind my back, which is perfectly cool. Whoops. Oh, that's rotating. Yeah, these, I got to reprint these spacers eventually. I'm not happy with the way they're, there we go. I'm not happy with the way they were sitting on there. That should work. There we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to save the wiring up on the top for now. We're just going to, let's just pull all these inside so they're not going to harm anything. We'll do that because, again, I don't want to spend time right now rewiring wires to get them shorter when I can do that later. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, look at this thermistor wire, the heater cartridge wire. It's massively long, and it's got to be shortened to basically, boom, to go in here. So, yeah. Hopefully I like the umbilical system because once I cut the wires, I'm kind of committed. Or I will be committed, one of the two. Okay. Just going to move on to the next steps, which is the electronics. And for the electronics, let me share this screen with you. Oh, and see, look at the YouTube. Actually, why is YouTube frozen? Let's see what's going on here. Thanks, Liam. And are we frozen still? Oh, I see. There's a time delay there. Okay, so there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the, we're going to refer to the LDO documentation now for the wiring versus the standard manual. So we're going to come back down here and we're going to start with preparing the AC inlet. We'll go through that. Then we're going to go through preparing the power supply, yada, yada, and getting everything put on into the bottom of this. So, okay, so what I'll do is, which screen is the least important in this that I could just, I think what I'll do is the bottom left, which is this one over here. I think what I'll do is I will switch this bottom left screen and give you guys this view here, right there, so you can see what I'm doing on that bottom left screen. So, okay. If that's okay with you guys. There we go. There's my workspace. Okay. So let me find the parts. So we want this guy here. We're going to be needing this guy here. And that's it for now. And the wiring package. And we're going to be needing some wiring here. I'm hoping I like the color scheme I'm going with here. So red, gray, black, and white. We'll see. It's sparkle gray. Okay, so this is going to be my power. This is what's going to go from the input power to the main board. Okay, so let's move these other guys aside for now. And we'll pop this out. There we go. Okay, it looks like we have 2 spare fuses. Now I'm going to assume, although never assume anything, so just to be safe, I'm going to check and see. How do I pop this open? I think I just have to pry this open. Just going to make sure that there is a fuse in there. So they've just given 2 spare fuses is all. I guess never assume there's a fuse in there, but yeah. Okay, so spare fuses. Now, according to the diagram, we go, this is all pre-wired, which is what I really like. And then all we got to do from here is bring the, so this is oriented this way. So we have our ground is coming onto here. Like that. Then we have our red power, or in this case, brown power. It's going to here. Come on. This comes down to me and my big hand, my butcher hands again. I was just going to say out loud something that I would have regretted. Okay, and then my blue common. Come on, like so. There we go. So that's all prepped, ready to be attached to the main board. Everything's in there. Should be good. Okay. Now we scroll down, power supply. Basically going to switch, make sure this is set to 120 mains as opposed to 240 or 220. 110 versus 220. Again, meanwhile, power supply. This is a 150 watt 24 volt. We will check on one of these sides right here. So yeah, it's set for 220 right now. So we're just going to slide this little guy over to 115. Okay. And then there's where we're going to start placing things. So we're going to turn the printer pretty much upside down, but I need to rig up something so that I can put it between the twinks. Oh, it's getting heavy already. Let's see. How can I do this? Let me grab a couple of these empty containers. Oh, there we go. And is this one empty? No, this has got parts, but I can dump these parts out for now. Just dump those for now. Okay. I'll bet you do, Kieran. And we're looking at the back versus the front. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to flip you upside down. Actually, that one container should be plenty, but that's too high for my liking. I got to have something lower. Doesn't have to be that high. Here, let's use the Voron Revo box instead. Okay, that works. No, it doesn't. Why don't we just use the edge of my workbench? That works too. Okay. Let me get this camera higher here. Okay, there we go. And there we are. Okay. So we need to place a few things here. This is a Oh, that overhead camera's not going to catch all this unless I turn it a bit. There we go. So we have our 5-volt power supply, which powers the Raspberry Pi. So this is going to sit just in this area here. So we need some, could approximately 16 centimeter long section of PVC wiring duct and place it like this. Okay, we have the wiring duct, which is fine. And what size screws do I need? Probably 6 millimeters to put this in. So we're going to slide 2 of the preloads over. Preloads are to hold this power supply. Okay. And it just fits. Is that right? Yeah, that is the right way. Okay. And let's get some 6s here. Living on the edge, yeah. It's I'll just be careful. As long as I don't bump it. Isn't there a song by somebody called Living on the Edge? I have no idea. Mr. Music himself here. Six millimeters are just fine. Move that over just a hair. I don't want to tighten those wires too much. Come on. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Yep, should be good. And the power supply is going to be okay. Then we have our AC inlet cover. Where's my AC inlet cover? Right here. That's going to go right along this side. So I'm going to put that right in the corner. Where is the hole? Oh, that's because that's going that way. I get it. Okay, and then that's holding it right in there. Oh, okay. I just about lined that up the wrong way. Hi, Waylon. Okay, let's go in there. So we need some more 6s here. Okay, so we'll pop these in. Where's my little forceps? There you go. These little guys come in handy for doing surgery and for placing screws. Hi, Pop. I'd pick you up and show you on stream, but you never let me catch you. Okay, so we'll pop that in there. And this one, is this camera focused or is it just me? I think we're okay. And we'll just use this to pop this in here. Okay. And then we're going to secure these through the hole, through the screw. And of course I missed the screw. 6s are too short. Whoops. Oh, there, I dropped my first screw tonight. course 6s are too short. They want 8s. Tim Timothy, Tim Timothy, Tim 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 True. Yes, that's me. Hello, Llama. How are you? That's going to be my new theme song whenever I see you. You know that's going to be stuck in my head all the time now. Here, let's pop some 8s in here instead of 6s and see if 8s work better. Who wants to bet me the 8mm will work much better? Let's go back to here. Like so. And like so. And then I need, I'm trying to think, they don't seem to give screw size instructions on these instructions. I think I have to go back to the Voron official assembly instructions to find the actual screw sizes. Yeah, that's exactly what they want me to do. Eights, and then on the side, M3 8. But I think I need a, yeah, there we go. I think I need a nut to go on the other side of that 8mm one over here. Or was I supposed to put a heat sink in there? Yes, I was. Let's turn that soldering iron on again. That's what I forgot. Or did I put it in? Hang on. No, I didn't. See? You roll right along, everything's happy, perfect, and then you realize you forgot one heat set. One stinking heat set. I mean, come on. Who knew? Got to put a heat set in this side of this. Hey, Matt German, hello. Hello, Shane. You're looking at episode 10. Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping not. Episode 10. Believe me, the next build will be a bit more exciting. Well, no, but as exciting as all my builds are, I suppose. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I think the problem is I'm not burning myself enough, and people aren't really. Well, that is getting warm. Oh yeah, that's getting warm. So those things, that heats up fast. That must be the brass heats up really, really quick. So you like the live show, you get to see a printer get built 3 times. And you get to see me make mistakes. Oh, yeah, and struggle a little bit. This is only my second Voron build, so I think I can be given a little bit of leeway. And because we're doing a little bit of a different hot end on this, I can be given a little bit more leeway. So let's see, is this going to be hot enough now? There we go, a little more. And that should be good. Good. I like this little, a cheap little soldering iron from Amazon, like $15. And it's perfect for putting that tool on for putting heat sets in. Best $15 I spent. Okay. Now we can put this back on. Let's get the camera back up here. There we go. Kind of over there. Now we can put this back in and do it properly. Now I'll bet when I screw this through the foot, it catches and it grips and it works fine. Just like this. Look at that. Gives a solid support for that foot and that leg. Look at that. Now I can go ahead and take my, which way do I want it to go? So if that's up, that's up. So on is up and down, off is down. Perfect. I can go take this and I can pop this in here, like so. So there's my power inlet right there. Up is on, down is off. Awesome. There we go. There's that. There's that part done. Okay, now power supply. It's going to come along here, like about like that. And then I need a little piece of that, I call it race speedway for the cable. Call it whatever you will. Did I have much left? No. So I got some new one, and then I got some bigger stuff. So we're going to put a little bit of this right along here for running the wires through from the power supply, and they're going to pop out to the various things here. So this, it looks like they've got that cut just to about out the edge of the power supply. So right about here. No, let's see if I turn it around. Yeah, right about to this one where my finger is. Right where my finger is. And these little snips make really good cutting tools for cutting this stuff. There we go. And let's straighten it out a little bit. Whoops. Don't know where that piece went. And that's going to sit kind of right in, kind of like that. Okay. VHB tape. I'm going to use my roll for the power supply. I got some big stuff here. So the power supply can sit right up against the rail. Now, I remember last time, it's on the other one. It's on the back with the pie and the main board that I'm going to make some adjustments based on my other one because for fitting things. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and put some VHB tape on the back of this. Interesting that they tape it versus, I guess it's for aesthetics looking, because if you put screws through the bottom, you're going to see nuts on the other side. And yeah, it's for aesthetics. So what the heck? 13 viewers. 13 viewers. That's a lucky number. So I know you say to put it the other way, but I'm putting it this way just because I can and I want. There we go. Oh man, Liam, I vacuumed yesterday. I could open that vacuum canister, I'm sure, and start a hardware store. I just heard clink, clunk, clink, clunk, clink, clunk. But I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to open it. Yeah, I cleaned up. I had to vacuum because I was stepping on all sorts of stuff. I'll wait till I tell you what I do with my little camera, my close-up camera. Y'all will get a kick out of that, I guarantee. Okay, so. Whoa, careful. Make sure you stick it where you want to stick it because it's going to be stuck. There we go. Yeah, the VHB tape is a pretty permanent thing. And I think for this piece, I'll just open the little roll they give us. I was watching NarrowStream the other day. I forget what he was building. He was talking about all the little rolls of VHB tape he's got. I can imagine with all the kits they send him, he would have a ton of this stuff. Okay. Okie doke. Actually, I think I'll put one piece down the middle. And then I'm going to put a little couple horizontal pieces, just tiny, tiny. Right there. Don't break it, Tim. And right there. Okay. My knife again. I find when you have no nails, you kind of learn ways to adapt and peel these backings off. This backing is really tough to get off sometimes, but I have a method. Come on. There's that method. Oh, there we go. I wonder if there's blood there. What a pain in the arse. And this black VHB black tape is even softer. It's more cushiony, so it's even harder to get this liner off. The heck with these end pieces. The heck with these end pieces. Not burning myself. No, I think did I just draw blood? Oh, no, I didn't quite draw blood, but I got a little bit of a, oh, you can't even see it there. I nicked myself with a knife, but no blood. And we will stick you right about there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have that in place, that in place. Now we're going to wire to Raspberry Pi. So we're going to go from the AC inlet. Here we go. I need a different screwdriver. This guy. Okay. We have the line neutral in the ground. See if I can turn this over, turn this around, so you guys can see what I'm attempting to do. It wouldn't be any fun if I don't, I guess that's okay to rest that on the hot end. It's not gonna, I don't know, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's, what do I have here? Let's grab my Atom Stack accessory box. Put it under here. That helps. There we go. Okay, we'll get this guy over here a bit more. I guess kind of like that. So we have our L, N, and our funny symbol. So we have our live, our neutral, and our ground. So we'll do the ground. Let's do the L, the live. Except you're not getting a view of this because my hands are in the way. An N goes in here. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. And ground goes in here. And we can tuck that wire. I just kind of tuck her down just like that. Oh, there we go. Get out the Band-Aids. No, nah. Band-Aids are for wimps. We use duct tape or green painter's tape if we cut ourselves on this stream. On this channel. Okay, to the SKR. So we have... Okay, let's That's our 5 volt. This is our to SKR, 24 volts in. So SKR, we're going to do the, let's see, volt minus, volt positive. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one of these two. Okay, so loosen off the two negatives. The two positive terminals. Okay. Doesn't matter which one, even though it tells me a specific one, but I never listen. So we'll go negative and positive. Okay, it's going to go to the SKR. That's going to run down there. And then the next one's going to go to the pi. 5 volt power supply. 24 volts in. Doesn't matter which end I go to. Well, let's just do... Shut up, Waylon. Barking dog. Sounds like a movie. Barking dog, hidden tiger. We'll just do that negative. This is the 24 volts out to the Raspberry Pi power doomer thingy over here, the 5 volt converter. Okay, so we have all the wires going out. Then this is going to come over here. Okay, I got to get this camera at a bit of a better angle. There we go. And you always have the overhead view too, which is kind of cool. So this one's going to come over here. I guess I could sneak this one out. This hole right here. Doesn't have to be that long. We'll figure that out in a minute. And now we have 12 volts, 24 volts. We have our 12, 24 volt in, and then we have our 5 volts, 10 amps out. So we have our innie here. So we have our plus in here and our minus in here. So that's coming from the power supply, from the PSU. If I can... Oh, those are different. What kind of screws are those? I could probably get away with a small Robertson on that. See if that fits. No. Huh. Slotted? That'll do it. That'll work. Slotted will work. Okay. Positive is on the left. Get under there. Get in all the way. Maybe I want to face you down. Okay, and then negative. You guys don't want to go in too far, do you? Maybe I got to loosen you up further. Let's see. There it is. Okay, I just got to go loosen it up a little further. So that terminal goes right to the back. Let's adjust the positive guy here. Let's end this on a positive note. There we go. Who uses flathead screws anymore anyways? Okay. So we'll take this. We'll route that through here. This cable could be a little shorter, but I'm not complaining. I'm not a Voron design team person, so... Oh, that's probably not Voron. That's the cable makers. So that cable could be a little shorter. So there we are. That's out. And then we have the 5 volts out. This is going to be the plug that's going out to the Raspberry Pi. There it is, right in front of me. I was looking for my screwdriver I put down right in front of me. Wiggle it just a little bit. You're hoping gyres and a CR Touch will fix that last problem I have on your Under 3 V2. Ooh, that gyres firmware is great. I'm missing all the chat. Okay, so positive out is on the right-hand side for the 5 volts out. 5 volts, 10 amps. Okay. And negative out is right here. Whoops. We don't whoops at chaos. Come on. How hard can it be to tighten a couple screws? Obviously a little more difficult than some people think. Okay. Okay, so the wiring looks now like this. So we have our power supply wires going. We have wire going to our SKR, and we have wires going to our Pi board. And that should be it for the bottom. Cover the duct. What? So yeah, I suppose so. No, the one for the SKR is here, and we're going to pop that out. I don't know how. It depends where the SKR board's coming from. I have to remember that. So let's pop you in this hole. Let's shove you down that hole. Let's feed you out here, and we can bring you out. Where do they show it coming out? They show it coming out on this side of the motor. Okay. I'm not going to argue. We'll run that one down there into the back to the SKR. We can always adjust these wire lengths later. And we're going to cut this off right about where my finger is. Not cutting my finger, but that, and then we should just be able to bend it. There we go. And then I used to try and slide it on from the end. What a pain. Just take it over, pull it over the one set of pins, and then just snap it down the other side. Like so. Much easier. Okay, there we go. That's pretty. That's pretty. Nice and neat. Okay. Why do I have a ground wire? Is that for my bed? No. Why do I have a spare ground wire here? I'm not missing any steps. Or am I? Where's that going? Bed ground. No, I was told, and the last one I remember, they said I don't need to ground the bed on this, which I didn't, because it is not being fed off of a, what you called it? What's that thing called on my rat rig? Forget it. But yeah, I was told, I remember I was advised I don't need to ground the bed. Okay. Hey, better than US. Yeah, what's that thing called? Man, why can't I think of it? Anyways, I don't have one on this like I do on the rat rig. There's a SSU, solid state relay, SSR. If I'm not using an SSR, I don't need to worry about grounding the bed. Okay, let's go to the back. Let's flip it on the back. And I think I'm okay. It's safe to get rid of this box now. SSR is what I was trying to think of. Okay. We have wires everywhere. Okay, we're on the back side now. Woo! We are making some progress. MOSFET, no, SSR. I still to this day don't know what a MOSFET does or what a MOSFET's for. Shame on me. I don't know all the terminologies and all the ins and outs of everything yet, so I'm still a rookie when it comes to some things. Okay, this is where I thought I could blow this picture up, but this is where I want to be a little bit cautious as to where I'm placing things, because it's very, very tight on my other one to get my card into my Raspberry Pi. So I got to start printing my parts for my V24. Oh gosh, which I'm hoping to start the build next weekend, but anyways, we'll see. So the Pi is going kind of like this. Okay, and then my main board, let's pull that out. Okay, let's not lose any parts. This is the SKR Mini E3 V2. Hold on one second, guys. I'm hearing an odd noise upstairs, and I'm supposed to be the only one home. Hold on one second. Okay. I think it's all good. I thought the dog was getting into something, and there's nobody. I think what it was is thunder. We're getting a storm coming in. So I grabbed a drink while I was up there, take advantage of whatever. I think it was thunder I heard, because I heard a rumbling, and it's raining now. Yeah, so there we go. I think I just heard thunder. Whew. It's like, is there somebody upstairs? F in the chat for DeWitt. What the F? F? What do you mean F? Is that like in a fail? I'm just hoping if there's a storm coming in, I don't get power out. Now here, I said it. Damn. I just said it. Okay, where's my board mounts? Whoa. There's the Pi. There's that gravity again, Liam. Actually, I forgot to cover my PSU. I'll put that on after. What? Where's the other mount? Oh, right there. So this is the, I think that's the, this is the Pi. No. That's the SKR, and this is the Pi. Okay. Let's go look at this shot right here, the close-up. So I'm going to, first of all, just mount the boards and then tape them on, because, there we go, that's the right way there. I want to ensure, and I'm going to put some wires on before I tape them. I want to ensure I have enough room for my big hands to get at that SD card up above there. And yeah, because I kind of messed that up on the last build. I didn't take into account the fact that I have big hands and I need to be able to get at that card easily. The one on the SKR is not a big deal because you put the card in and leave it, but still nice to have access and to be able to get at those things easily. So, ouch! That was my head on the mic. Just sorry. Anybody wearing headphones? That was me. You found where to buy the cable raceway. Good. I've got I got some bigger stuff that I'm using on this back here. I found some at a store here. It was like $20 for the length, and I have enough for this. And if I want to use some for the 2.4 build, I have enough for that. There's lots of it. Okay. Love these little self-tapping screws they have, these M2s. They're great. They work just brilliantly. Brilliant, I'm telling you, brilliantly. I got to source some of these so I have a stock of them because they come in handy for many things. I like that, Liam. Oh, wow. In February. Well, I kind of, I got mine direct from China, from LDO. It's that build's going to be partially sponsored by LDO Motors. Yeah, and I got Space Gray. Okay, so we got that in. And now let's get the SKR mounted. Okay. Oh, we're only an hour and a half in. That's not bad. That's why I didn't want to do that other wiring up on the hot end yet, because that's going to be a pain in the arse. It's going to take some time. Okay. Oh, these aren't the same. These aren't these small self-tappers. These aren't the self-tappers. What screws are going in there? I got to check the other instruction page. I'm going to guess they're M6s again, but when I do that, I always guess wrong, and it's probably M4s or M38s instead of M36s. Let's see. So we've done all that. We're not worrying about that. We're ignoring that. Ignoring all this. Where did it go? Probably earlier. It's nowhere. Huh. Oh, there we are. M36s. Okay. Sixes. That's what I'm looking for. There we are. Okay. Oh, yes, I could. Actually, Brendan, that's a great idea, too. Now that I know where to buy it, I mean, I can buy more. It's but I've got another. Oh, I've got one. It's at least 6 feet left. There's tons of it. They didn't have a huge selection, and I ended up getting a little bigger than I wanted, but it worked. It worked. It fit. And again, it's the old adage. I'd rather have it too big and not need that extra space than have it too small and need that extra space. There we go. Okay, so we're just self-tapping in these M36s onto this is all. Doesn't have to be super tight, but you don't want it moving around. There we go. That's what she said. 2 weeks out from your Prusa getting there. Cool. Which is it, the Mini or the MK3 or the Mark III? Exciting, and either one, it's exciting to get a Prusa coming. Or are you talking the XL? No, I don't think the XLs are shipping. I don't think the XLs personally are going to ship in time for Christmas this year. But it's just my gut feeling, because they won't send them unless they're perfect. But I'm sure, and they don't send review units from what I understand. So yeah, I don't know if they'll ship too early. Mark III, that's a great printer. It's one of my most reliable so far. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to grab my, let's see, I just want to see how big a piece I did on the back of this one. Okay, so I did pretty much the whole length. So this, if you can see it, if I switch to this camera, this is the piece that I bought, and this is it's about 6 feet that I have left of this stuff. So, and it's pretty, whoops, it's pretty big. So let's even get the money up. I have decided to get a KP3S as a starter. Oh, cool. That'll be good. I'm really, really interested to see that new that X1 from Bamboo Labs, but I want to see it in action for a little while first to see how reliable it is, etc. Okay, can I measure this the hard way or the easy way? Now you want to know the easy way. So if I go here, I'm going to cut it right here where my fingers are, so it doesn't take much. So that's why this stuff is lasting so long. So right there. Oops, this camera's in the way of that camera. Now it'll focus. There we go. Cut it there, and I should just be able to. No, that doesn't break as easy as the other one did. Now you'll break, right? Come on. Give me a break. There we go. And I've still got lots left. Probably enough for the rat rig and the V24. Whoa, stop. Stand up. Stand up like a man. Come on. There you go. And I'm too long. Oh, that's okay. I mismeasured by one slot. That's fine. Third party, a clone Prusa mini kit. That Nero just built a clone Prusa mini. I didn't have time to finish the stream, so I don't know how well it worked out for him, but it looks good, the one he printed. I think it was like in pink or something. Okay, so let's get back to this. So we have now, okay, boom. Okay, so I'll move my microphone. I don't know if anybody knows the dent in my microphone. I dropped my microphone the other day when I was moving things around. I dropped it and dented it. That sucked. Yeah, Brendan, that might have been Nero stream you saw. I'm not sure. Okay, so my main concern with this is, okay, so we have we have the pie. We have the pie going from here. Okay, and they show it looping, and that's the issue too. So we have this bottom one. Let me get rid of that middle piece. We have this bottom part of the pie, which kind of has to loop around, and this is bulky right in here. This plug. Oh, camera here. Sorry. So this portion of the plug right here is bulky, and so it can only sit down so far. Otherwise, you're going to have issues with this plug. So, but yet if it goes up too high, I can't reach the SD card, because last time I had it over too far and the SD card was underneath and the motor was getting in the way of me getting at the SD card. So this is where I want to kind of think about things for a minute. Now, if I plug this into the top one, yeah, it's still an issue. It still doesn't sit low enough. So I think what I would do a little different and is I would make that pie mount so it raises the pie a little higher, so that this can come down a little lower, so that this is not going to be a problem interfering with this rail. Just me, but I'm no Voron designer by any stretch of the imagination. So, or I'm sure there's a different USB plug you can get out there. See this? The image shows it actually going above the thing like this, so that might just work like that, and then into the main board. So I could probably get away with the pie probably down, oh, maybe right about there. I can fit my hand in behind there. It's not going to interfere with anything coming in here, I don't believe. I'm just looking at my other build over here. There's nothing else going below that. Okay. Another USB if I put a screen on it. So I think right about there should be good for the pie. And as far as how far over, I think we're, well, let's see. The SKR is going to go here, kind of like up higher a little bit, because, yeah, higher than I had it before. And then we have our speedway, which just fits in between right there. So right about there for the pie. Okay, perfect. I am looking for my green tape, so I can just really quickly mark the corner and the side. Right there, perfect. That way I know where to place it when I put the tape on it. Okay, so let's get a piece of tape. See, last time, being my first build, I just followed the instructions to the T, and where it showed putting the pie in the picture, I put the pie in the picture, and didn't know that there was a little bit of room for me to move it around. So, okay, so we'll stick this on. Okay. Try not to cut my hands this time. There we go. Okay, and we are going to go corner and side. So right about there. Right about there for the pie. Perfect. That gives me lots of room for plugging in the plugs. Good. And I can reach up there easily for the SD card slot. And then this guy, I know, can just go right around anywhere in here, but I want that to go higher than lower again, because the important part on this one is where the pie plugs into this main board. And again, the wiring has got to kind of sit. There we go, just like that, so it's not too impeding. So that's going to come right up very close to the motors. Okay. I think we're good there. I think we're good there. That's my story. 13 people. Yay. Kicking around. One day I'll get over 100 people watching. One day. But I have to do some pretty major serious cuts to myself in order to have that happen. Or I have to be giving away something worth money. But for me, yeah, it's not all about it's not the quantity of people, it's the quality of people. And you guys are a good quality crowd. Okay. Up. Right about there. Ouch. And this guy right straight down the middle. Looked good to me. Get a pet. What sounds odd? The quality of the people, not the quantity of the people? I'm being nice to you guys. I don't know. I'm just chatting. Karen Clark and yourself taking the quality down. Oh, come on. Get me Polymaker sponsored. Yeah, well, Polymaker was supposed to, like, okay, there's another story. And maybe they looked and said, oh, he's only got 1,400 subscribers. But Polymaker did get a hold of me and they said something along the lines of, you don't have any Polymaker filament in your collection. And I said, well, you're more than welcome to be the first filament I run on the V01, the first one when I build it. They said, we'll take care of that. I sent my address and they asked me for my address. Nothing has ever shown up. So I'm guessing they looked and said, he's only got 1,400 subscribers. It's not worth our time. So I don't know. So we'll see. Nothing has shown up yet. There are some companies that will not send you anything unless you have over 10,000 subscribers. There's other companies that are happy to send you something if you have 1,000 subscribers, because it's still you are showcasing their product on a stream with a handful of people watching, which is, you can have somebody with 20,000 subscribers that only get 20 viewers on a stream. You can have somebody with 1,000 subscribers that gets 100 viewers on a stream. It just depends on the stream and who's interested in what. So it's the way it goes. I don't get a ton of viewers. That's fine. But I get a couple hundred, few hundred watches on my videos after the fact, which is fine too. Okay. Moving on. They must have forgot, I guess. But they did. Yeah, they have my information. Maybe I'll reach out and tweet them, I suppose, one day. Let's get some heat sinks on this main board. And then we'll throw some wiring in here. See what we can do. You can get the KP3S plus PEI FLEC. Nice. Oh, okay. Sometimes it takes months. Depends where it's shipping from, too. Is Polymaker not a U.S. company? Although I shouldn't say that, because I get stuff quicker from China than I do from the U.S. a lot of times. This behind me, the Voron 2.4 kit, mind you, they did ship air freight. Okay, it's shipped by air versus boat, which I don't know how much that would have cost them, but they did ship air freight. and it got here pretty quick. So we're going to throw some heat sinks on. Oh man, I got a bent heat sink. I don't think that matters, but it just doesn't look pretty. That one's bent a bit. There we go. 4 steppers, 4 heat sinks. There we go. Yeah, it got here. I got a I got a UPS notification, and then it was probably 3 days later it showed up on my doorstep, and I had to pay a whopping $40 brokerage / import fee Canadian, which isn't bad. That's about what, $28 to $30 Canadian US, maybe $25 to $30 US with our exchange rate these days. So that's not bad actually, considering. I am sure that the customs documentation did not have the full value. It probably had a parts or wholesale value applied to it for the shipping for the value of the product, as opposed to a retail replacement or resale value. That's a whole other issue or conversation or topic, is values people put on shipments when they come overseas or cross borders. I ship stuff to customers sometimes, and it's like, do you put the value of the sale value of the product or the actual cost of the raw materials in the product? And I think either way is quote unquote legally correct. Okay, we have our heat sinks on. Sent from Amazon.ca because they don't have a Canadian warehouse yet. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so now we're going to bring some wires in. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that drink went right to me. Okay, first I'm just going to start with 5 volts in for the Pi. That's a simple one. There we go. Hopefully this Pi works. Last build, the Raspberry Pi 3 that came with it was I think it was dead, but I'm not going to chance it on this. And I'm also going to do the pinouts eventually for the accelerometer, which I haven't even thought of yet, but that's an afterthought. That's not a major issue right now. Okay. So we have the Pi 5 volts. We can do our USB. This doesn't need to be this long a cable, but that's what it is. It's not like I can easily recreate my own USB cable. So we'll run that through this guy here. And we'll bring that into the SKR. There we go. Okay, that's fine. And that's fine. Here, let's bring this camera down a little closer. Overhead camera is probably a decent view for this particular portion. Oh, LDO Motors, Jason, hello. Thank you for the $20, Jason. I appreciate that. We were just talking a little bit about the V24 that's coming. Yeah, that should be coming next. I'm hoping next weekend I start that build. I gotta print parts, so this week. But thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate that super chat. And welcome to the stream. Yeah. Okay, so we got the back going here so far. Now, let's go ahead and run. This is the 24 volt in, so this is the power for the main board. Ooh, okay, I remember what I did last time. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, you can see here the fingers on this board. When it comes to these, the main power inputs here, I cut these fingers off because the wires are kind of how shall I put it? There's not much room in between raceway and the terminals here. So I cut these fingers off in order to wire these in. So that's what I will be doing again. So I'm just going to snip them off right now because the space is very tight there. So let's do that. I should have done that before I taped it in, but I kind of forgot. I can actually just bend them down. They might just actually break off if I just do the old bendy thing. Jason and LDO are great people. So I don't know what he did on Steve's stream. I didn't catch that stream, but I can only imagine. And yeah, they're definitely a wonderful gang. There we go. And I think that's all I had to do was those ones. So let me see. 24 volts in. So this one goes to the first one. And we are positive. So let me I need to grab my little screwdriver here. Is that my flathead? No, I need a smaller one. No, got to grab my smaller screwdriver out. Grab my small kit. There we go. May as well just get these loose while I'm at it. Okay, grab a drink here. My head is not flat? No. Well, thank you for that. Thanks so much, Liam. I'm glad somebody noticed I don't have a flat head. Oh, and then we have, I always mess up which one's positive on the 24 volts, and I think the positive is towards the top. But I'm going to just confirm that real quick here. Yeah, positive is on the top on this board. That's the SKR diagram. Yeah. Okay, so, and I can confirm on the board as well. Man, I swear with these old eyes. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I actually have that other one was the pinout on the board, so it is the top one. And these guys, again, I've said this before, these LDO kits are so awesome. They've got the ferrules, you know, and everything pre-wired, including ferrules. I love ferrules. Okay, and in here, yeah, so that's, and again, that's why I cut off those these flippy things here, because with the ferrules on there, and oh, I missed that ferrule. With the ferrules on there, it makes very, very tight to get in there, because I put the wider speedway in there than the standard. So there we go. So it makes it so much easier just to run them in just like that. Okay, so we have the power in. Now we're going to need the bed heater and the bed thermistor. So bed heater and thermistor, they are not what's the word I'm looking for? Don't have to worry about positive and negative for the bed heater and thermistor, so we're good. We're good. And same thing, nice ferrules on these too. Although that ferrule, the black ones are a little longer. Oh, there we go. Okay, one. Well, hello, Waylon. I'd show you off on stream, but you never let me pick you up. 2. Want to come see me now? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, you dumb dog. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Come here. Nah, he just wants to play. Nobody's home. He's lonely. He just wants to play. Okay, so we have these guys. I'll worry about the wire management in a minute. Okay, then the thermistor. Okay, I got to get that thermistor plug. Where did I put that? Somewhere. So they leave off the end, the plug on the end of the thermistor wire, so that it's easier to run through the cable chain at that stage. And then we just have to plug this in, but you also have to remember where you put that plug on your messy desk. So probably it's in here somewhere. It's an individual plug, single plug in a bag. And you know me, you guys know me. I have no problem misplacing parts. That's why I can only imagine how many parts I'm going to misplace doing the 2.4 build. Where'd you go? Well, it's not a big deal. I do have spares, but I keep hitting my head on the microphone. But it should be here somewhere. Whoa, don't fall. That's the other fear, is did it fall? Have I lost anything down the back of my workbench? But yeah, one day I'll clean that out, and again, I'll be able to open a hardware store based on what I find back there. Okay. Well, let's get that out of the way for a second. I do believe, oh, there it is right there. It was mixed in with my my bag of square and hex nut holders. Found it. Dog probably thinks you're talking to yourself. He probably does. He probably does. Okay, so where is my wires? So I'm always forgetful which way these go, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they go in this way. And they do. And this way. And it does. And then the thermistor goes on to the second one up, which is this guy right here, which says THB. Thermistor. Come on. So you plug in like so. Okay. We have thermistor. We have heater bed. We have mains power. We have the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Now we need our XN stop. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to distinguish, because we're going to be putting that umbilical on. So the ZN stop can come down here. And the same thing on the ZN stop. We have the actual plug itself separate from the wire. So we can just build that real quick here. There we go. But I can't plug anything that's coming in from the hot end yet, because we're using the umbilical, and I have to, well, I can plug them in, actually, come to think of it. They're just going to go to a different board. Okay. Oops, put them in the right way. There we go. And let's see where that's going to go. The Z end stop is going just above the thermistor. Right there. Okay. Then we have our Y end stop. Was that the Z or was that the Y? That's the Z. This is our Y right here. And the Y end stop is going in right beside the Z end stop. So they're going in alphabetical order. There we go. Okay, we'll clean the wires up after. And the dog would be, he would be correct. Talking to myself. Well, 14 of you out there, if hopefully somebody's listening to me. And this is the result. So I just want to make sure I get everything in here. So we have our 3 end stops. Oh, we have our thermistor, our 2 end stops, our power supply to the SKR. We have our bed heater. We have our Pi power and our Pi USB. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to look at the, okay, there's the tool head connections. So now, this is where we get a little bit different. Now, there you are. Come here. Okay, he doesn't want to come to me. So we're going to have a look. So this guy is going to go. Did I put? No, not yet. I'm just looking to see. We don't need to worry about our motors yet. Okay. I'm just going to eyeball where this guy goes. Let's get our motor wires down here out of the way. A motor, B motor. Okay, so this guy is going to go down along here somewhere like this. Now, I think where's that panel? Let me find that panel. It's this one. That's the panel that goes in here. But this is not going to mount to this panel. No. Okay, so this is going to replace this panel, or is it? Yeah, maybe it is. No, I don't know. There's the $50 question. Is this umbilical going to replace that other panel? Is it going to? Yeah, I think it's got to replace it. So it's going to sit down on top, and it's going to be right like something like that. Although I think it's got to go this way. No, it can't go that way. Okay, Shadow Fang, we'll see you later. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. We're going for another 45 minutes or so. Just got to figure out this panel here. This is new to me, putting the umbilical on. And as I say, this was supplied by my local guy, 3D Lab Tech. And he's also a Voron reseller. And he did this up for me for no cost as a beta. And as a beta tester for this, which not really much to beta test. Maybe his wiring is what I'm beta testing. And the cool thing he does is these connectors here are all usually white. If you see them on any board, he dyes them black, so it looks really, really sharp. So, and it's going with the black and red theme of my of the Voron. So, okay, I'm just in my head thinking how I'm going to mount this. I think this can only mount the one way like this, and then I've just got to keep in mind I may have to rewire it prior to mounting it. And I think I'm going to get rid of these first two. Get rid of that one and get rid of this one. And that'll give me, there we go. That'll give me the additional room I need here for plugging in the cables under here. So there we go. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. Let me take a drink. Okay, so let's grab, first of all, his wiring. So we've got this is the one that's going to go from one board to the other. So we'll put that aside. We don't need that yet. And then this is the one that's going to go on the hot end. Okay. And then he has made up, at my request, all red cables that are going to go down the back. But as I said, he took the time, which I think is just dope. And if you can see it, to basically, this is chamber thermistor. It's what it says. He laser engraved the heat shrink tubing to laser engraved the heat shrink tubing with the name of what the plug is. So anyway, so we're going to go, let's find this heater chamber thermistor is right here. And he sent me, I'll have to look it up, but he did send me the board pin out, and there is, and I just don't remember, I'll look it up in a minute here, where the chamber thermistor pin is on here. I think it's right over here somewhere, one of these 6 pins right there, but we'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, then we have X end stop. Okay, and X end stop. Whoops. It's my first time doing an umbilical period, so bear with me. I may be slow, but I'll get her done. I like that idea too, because then that way if I have to rewire anything, I don't have to pull the whole wire loom out. I really kind of like that. And this is obviously the extruder motor. So, and that one is motor right here. Right there, motor. And the next one is, this looks like a fan plug, hot end fan. So this plugs in 2 different places on the main board, and this comes up to the one place here. So we have the hot end, part cooling, hot end, and hot end thermistor. So the hot end fan is right here. And we even have NeoPixel. We have a breakout here for NeoPixels if we want to run NeoPixels to the hot end as well. And what's this one for? Oh, that's another NeoPixel. That's NeoPixel power, and that's NeoPixel data. Okay, cool. And the 2.4 kit, from what I understand, does come with NeoPixels. Okay, and then we have thermistor. Okay. So we have the hot end thermistor, which is right here. And then we have, this should be the part cooling fan. And which is part cooling right here. Okay. So, hot end fan. Now, let me think. Oh, this might be mixed up. Do I have the part cooling fan and the hot end fan mixed up? Yeah, I think I do. I think the hot end fan. Oh no, I got them right. Part cooling, hot end, and this one says hot end. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, and then the last one is the heater, the extruder heater. So he didn't put a plug on the end of these. He's actually pre-stripped them for me here. And he suggested I don't use ferrules. So this one's going to go into here with the screw terminals. Now, I don't know why he suggested I don't use ferrules, but I'll take his advice. He's built a few of these probably prior to me, but I'm not tinning them either. So we're just going to twist the wires, and we won't use the ferrules. And we'll go that way. Hey, Tron, how are you? Okay, so let's go ahead. Look at it's like a mad wire house here. Okay, so let's loosen this one off. Oh, that one's, I don't need to go too loose on that. That one's really loose. Okay, so I'm guessing these are going to come in from the front. So again, being the heater, I don't need to worry about polarity. So we'll screw this one in here. Now, as I say, I would normally use ferrules. He suggested I don't, so we're just going to go without them, but I'm definitely not going to tin. As you see, just bare wires. And here we go. And I think the ferrules, I think the issue may be the space in this particular case, but that's okay. This will still work. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So that should be all the wiring that's going to go into this thing for now. Again, I have NeoPixel strip, I have NeoPixel, I have NeoPixel power, and the one in the end. Oh, I have power and data for 2 sets of NeoPixel strips on this, and then the additional one that's not standard in the kit is the chamber thermistor. So this just plugs into the board. There is a place for it, and then it's just a matter of putting a config file for chamber thermistor in the config, and then pointing to it from the printer config file. So there we go. So now this guy, now I just have to figure out, I'm missing my, there's one, oh, I'm stepping on one of my broken parts. So I want to look through the description here again. I'm missing a part. Yeah, I got to put, where is it? It's my little wire holder. My little wire holder doomer thingy. I printed a whole bunch of... I printed so many things in different colors. Like the skirts on this are going to be white. And I've... And here I've been thinking, you think this is a lot of parts, wait till you get to the V24. Man, I 300-page manual and probably 3 times as many parts. So I got to get started printing soon. Where did I put it? It's here somewhere. I think I printed it in black. It is here. I just got to look harder. Those are all spare parts. See, I even had a black hot end thing here, and I decided to go with white. I may change that out later too, but hey. I cannot find... I know I printed it. Wow. Huh. Well, isn't that just a kicker? I know I printed it. It's a little wire guide that goes on here, and it's here somewhere. I printed it. because I double and triple checked all my printed parts before I started this. Where did I put it though? Oh, there we go. The umbilical mod. Yeah, the umbilical mod's pretty cool. I'm excited to try it. So yeah, so those are the two mods I'm doing on this. Is I'm doing the I keep wanting to call it a BMX. I'm doing the LGX Lite extruder, which we've put on, and then the umbilical mod, which combined with that is it's just making things a little more challenging. There it is. I knew I printed it right here. That's what I'm looking for. And this just goes down here. Now, does that go up or down? Let me just double check the assembly manual here. I gotta make sure I get that on the right way. Where do we talk about that one? I think it's up a little further. No, they don't talk about that one yet. I don't think that's been put on yet on any of these stages. That would have been in the frame build. And no, that hadn't been put on yet. Okay, so let's scroll down here a bit more. Actually, you know what? Why am I wasting my time doing this when I can just go look at my other one? I can just go look at this one and see that it is equal with the top of the frame. Okay, so it definitely goes this way. So, and that's going to be a 8mm. Don't even need to look to see that. Don't need with the umbilical. Don't need this with the umbilical? Oh, okay. Oh, it won't fit with the umbilical. That's good point. It won't fit either. Good point. I would have figured that out. I would have put this on. Then I would have put the umbilical on and gone, oh, crap. Although it would still fit under there. But yeah, you're right. Because this is just, all this is doing is guiding the wires from the hot end down. And, okay, good point. See, I overthink things. So, okay, so I'm going to then, the umbilical can now be put in place, and I think it's going to go on those middle ones there. So, and I think those are M36s, which are going to be doing that. And then we'll worry about the wire management on the umbilical, because that'll all sneak down in there. So the first thing I'm going to do, that sneaky little puppy. I'm trying to pick up the pup. Is I'm going to just get these wires kind of tucked away in here a little bit first. So let's get a little bit of, let's do a little bit of wire management here. And then for this wire management, I'm going to cheat. I call it cheating. I use the aid of zip ties. The LDO kit comes with a bag full of zip ties. So one thing I love about this kit so far on these two builds is they give you spare everything. Spare zip, they give you a bag full of zip ties, but you don't need a bag full of zip ties, but they throw them in anyways. So it's great. So I have zip ties left over from the last build. I'll probably use those zip ties and have some left over on the 2.4 build, and I'll never run out of zip ties. You can never have too many zip ties. Okay, so we're in there. That's nicely tucked in. That's nice. That's so much nicer than my last build. Mind you, I've got the motor wires to put in there yet too, but we'll worry about those after. So there we go. We got that neatened up a little bit in here. And I'm going to sneak in one more zip tie right under here. And the beauty of this is that it's not permanent. It's just a little bit of cable management there. And then if you want to change it, you just cut the zip tie off and put another one on, because you have so many of them. I can only imagine how many came with the 2.4 kit. If they sent 100 of each for this kit, or for these kits, 100 on each. And then we're going to throw this one under here. So There we go. So everything's nicely tucked in here. Okay, so that's kind of nice, neatly organized there. Okay, now we can look at the umbilical. So that nut I don't need to worry about. It's just this nut that I need to worry about. And let's preload some M36s in here, because I think 6 is going to be plenty. I can get one side on, and then I can just sort of shift and shoot the other side on, because they are slotted holes on the umbilical board. Okay. I know you guys can't see the top of that super easy, but I'm working right up here. Hard to get every perfect. I try to get the perfect camera angles, but it's not easy all the time. I do my best, I promise. I'm going to need my smaller hex keys for this. Brought to you by Wera. The best tools a man can get. Wera. Oh, I heard a noise, but that's somebody home. There we go. That's actual people. That's not thunder this time. Okay, there was one started. Can I get closer for you guys here a little? That's okay there. Okay, so I should be able to shimmy that side of the board in there and then come down here. That end stop has a little bit of a cutout on the board for it. Right there. There we go. And then the other one should go in right there. It's not a bad looking, it's not a bad looking setup actually, this umbilical thing. It's cool. Apparently it was designed or something, so all the ones I've seen, oops, there we go, including this one, are they have the name on them, T. Abram. I'm assuming it's his PCB board design or something. So, and I know you can get them. You can buy these boards, and then you have to basically, you can buy them as a bare board, and you put your own plugs and everything in them, or you can get them as a kit. And I think that's what this beta that Andy gave me was the beta kit to test to make sure everything's going to work proper. So there we go. And then those just all sit nicely straight down the middle of that. Look at that. That is sharp. I mean, I don't know if you can get a good view of that from this camera, but that is sharp. They all just sit beautifully coming right down the middle here. Actually, the overhead camera is a good one. Oops. So I can't get this camera any closer, and it doesn't have a zoom on it. But they come off the umbilical straight down into the chamber, into the speed raceway here. Then I can just peel them off and plug them into wherever I got to plug them. So let's do that. Okay, so, and then on the top is just, we have a single plug that we come from the hot end to go to that plug. Quick and dirty and easy and nice. Nice, I like that. I like it a lot. I would do it again. Okay, let me find the next instructions here. So, okay, hot end, part fan, X-end stop, thermistor, we've got all that. Oh, okay, no, where's my other plugs? Okay, hot end heat. Is this third one is the hot end heat. So that is the one with the ferrules built into it. Again, good old ferrules. Ferrell Bueller's Day Off. Okay, that was bad. Where's my screwdriver? Here we go. My hand is in the way again here. Yeah. I have a habit of putting my hands in the way. Mind you, that's why there's an upper camera view too. Oh, that ferrule broke? Broken ferrule. Okay, I gotta pull this shrink back a bit, and I'm gonna have to have lots of room here. Yeah, I got lots of room. I got a busted ferrule here, bent. I'm not gonna trust that. Yeah, so I'm gonna replace that ferrule. Okay. Just gonna replace that real quick here. Great little kit that I recommend everybody have in their arsenal is a ferrule kit. They're cheap. You can get them on Amazon, and they come with a mixture of ferrules and a crimping wrench for the ferrules. So, okay, so let's just I may as well keep them the proper length. We'll just replace both. Okay. Okay. Not the best way to strip wires, but works for me. And they were gray ones, which is probably plenty. Okay, and my crimper. Good. Good. There we go. Minor 3-minute setback, if that. Put them away. Some things like this, you just put away right away, because if I leave that open on the table, I will knock it over and there will be ferrules everywhere. But that was a quick fix. Okay, so good enough. So let's just throw that in. We don't want to chance broken ferrules. Come on, get in the hole. These are a little bit long. Come on. There we go. Okay, and the second one. Again, the heaters and the thermistors are not polarity specific, so whereas the fans are, so we don't have to worry about the polarity on these. Okay, there we go. There's the heater. Okay, now we need green is the part cooling fan, which is right next to the heater. So the part fan was hot end fan, part cooling right here. So part cooling come in, and they can come out that slot right there. Oh no, that's not true. Those things are black. Okay, no, you can't buy them black. They're all dyed. I'm just thinking of what I said earlier about the board. Anyways, I just caught something here. Part cooling fan done. The next one is the X end stop, which is next to the part cooling fan. X end stop is this guy right here. Put you in under here. Okay, right next to the part cooling fan, so you can slide down in there. There we go. Then, okay, Hot end thermistor is the last one on the board. Last plug on the board. So the thermistor right here. So you can slide in under there. And we'll sneak you under these other two wires here. Just so you're kind of tucked away. We'll plug you in. Come on. Don't be shy. Here, let's get that one out of the way for a moment. I just want to sneak you. I want you to go under these guys. Again, part of this is my big hands. Big hands, big fingers. There we go. And you're fine right there. Okay. Good. Okay, then we have two left. So this is the chamber thermistor, and this last one is the hot end fan. So hot end fan is going. So we got the part fan, and the hot end fan is going two places. I'm trying to figure out where that is. So there's one. I got to look at that closer. Okay, I'm going to look at the other drawing here. It zooms in a little bit further for me. For the hot end fan, it goes to two different plugs. I just want to make sure. Okay. Oh, this is even more confusing. Okay, it looks like it goes on this one. So we have the pin in the second position. Yeah, okay. So that goes on this one. With the pin in the second position, it's going this way. That's the only way it can go. There. And then the other one goes, slide that shrink tubing down a bit. There we go. Okay, and the other one goes, it's the one right, the end one right here. Right there, and I believe that splits so that the hot end fan is not constantly running. It's one of them basically turns it on and off when you turn the heater on the hot end fan. So, and that does confirm where this one goes, there and there. Okay, good. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm just going to quickly look up. There's that. I'm going to quickly look up where the chamber thermistor plugs in. So it was an email I received from Andy. And it was right here. Software config for the chamber thermistor right there. So plug SP1 right there, which is where I thought, which is these 6 here. And then we have, because it's a thermistor, I don't think it matters. So we plug into the outside ones, the mossy and the ground. So it is these two right. So we are looking at it from the side. Bear with me here. Am I on the right side? I am. And it is the two that are facing. No, that's right. Side of the board. Should be those two right there. Should be those right there. According to the drawing, if I look at the board from the angle they're looking at it, it's coming down from the power supplies over to that one. These. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, worst case, I just got to move it. It just won't work, but I'm pretty sure that's in the right spot right there. Okay, there we go. Big heart. Need to upgrade my Chrome. Why? Eka guys, hello and welcome. I didn't see you. Come on, I got to upgrade my Chrome. There we go. Is this even Chrome I'm using? I don't know if I'm using. Am I using Chrome? I guess I am. There we are. Okay, now we got to run the motors. Where's my drink? Time for a quick drink. We got another 15 minutes. Okay. A motor. A motor is going in the second slot down. B motor is going in the top slot. I think I had to swap those. I'm not going to worry about it now, but I think I had to swap those on the last build for some reason because they were going in the wrong direction. But we're going to go with it now. At least I know. At least I know that if that was the issue, that's the fix. So the B motor went in the first slot. Okay. So there's lots of wire for the B motor. Okay. A motor's in the second one. Okay. X motor, Y motor, A motor, B motor. Okay. Z motor goes to the third one, Z motor. I need my Z motor wire. Where did I put my Z motor wire? There's my Z motor wire. It's plenty long. Okay. Oh, let me cut this zip tie thing here. Okay. G motor. Okay. You are long. Don't need you that long. There. Bowden tube. Oh, I didn't run my Bowden tube through yet either. That's what this slot's for, is my Bowden tube. It's going to go under. I'll get the Bowden tube through in a minute here. No rush on that. I'm going to tighten this foot. This foot's coming a bit loose. There we go. Where did I miss the E motor? Oh, E motor is the skip one, and then we have a bottom one. That's the E motor. So the E motor is going to come out here and into this. It comes off the umbilical and into the end one. There we go. Why do I have... Oh, that's a good thing I saw that. That broken ferrule part that I had earlier is right there. That would not be good on the main board. Having a broken ferrule. Okay, so there's the Z motor. E motor, Z motor. So the Z motor I can actually tuck in here. Let's bring this up. Let's bring it down that way. We got lots of spare Z motor wire. I could always cut it, but I just don't feel like doing any. I have to do some wiring up top anyways, so I'm not going to worry about that. So let's throw a zip tie around this. Uh-oh, we got some spam. Do I have any moderators here? Block user. There we go. Somebody once said, you're making big time when you get spammed, but now I think they just spam anybody that's streaming. I'm not taking it. I'm not getting too excited about being spammed. Okay. There's that. We can tuck you down. You can come out here. And then you. Oh, okay. You got to come out. Come on out. Okay, you can come under here. Let's put the B motor back in. And I remember if there is an issue, you can just come through here. If there's an issue with my motors, I'm pretty sure I just swapped the motors. There we go. So there's that, and that. And then let me cut a length equivalent to where my, equivalent to about where my fingers are. Of this Speedway cover. There we go. Tidy it up a bit because that was a butcher job. I don't think there's an easier way to cut this stuff. I guess I could melt it. But who needs the fumes? Then if we, it's amazing when you cover this up, how it turns a mess into not a bad looking piece there. So it's not bad looking at all. That's pretty cool. That's good. I'm pleased. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. I think we're okay. Oh, I can sit down for a minute. Oh, we got more spam? Oh, that's what I blocked. Okay. Okay. Why do I need to upgrade my Chrome? I'm curious. Hello, is there anybody out there? You're dropping like flies, which is fine. It's been a long stream. I got 10 more minutes. Let's see. So we finished that. It basically looks like that. Yeah, definitely a bigger raceway than what's shown here is really, especially when you got all the hot end, the bigger wires coming down. But yeah, a bigger raceway, I always recommend. Speedway, raceway, people call it different things. And voila, we are, I think we are wired in. Well, that one I want to come around the motor here. There we go. Underneath, there we go. We are done. We are all wired in, other than the hot end going to the umbilical. So if we put this up now, we just gotta. Now what I've got to do is get the umbilical on this end, and I've got to basically trim all these wires and put new plugs on these wires because they just need to be short enough just to go right into the back of the umbilical. And this guy plugs into here, like so. I don't think there's an end. I don't think it matters which end is which on this, in all honesty. And then I could actually heat shrink this whole thing, but I think it looks cool. I like the red, kind of goes with the frame. I kind of like the red bundle of wires looking there. But as I say, this is his beta version to make sure it's all working good. And I'm sure if it is, he's going to either neat that up or just leave it. I mean, it's not bad looking at all, just like that. So this will plug into here. There we go. And then once this umbilical's done up here, that'll plug into here, and we'll be all good to go. So yeah, there we go. Whoop. So who out there, I don't think if anybody's on here, I don't know if Kieran's still on here, but has this document camera. It's the one that's blocking my face in the top screen. Anybody have that? It's a great little camera for doing close-up stuff. Don't think I need that. So let's just tidy up my tools here a little bit. So it's been a good stream, guys. We're just going to tidy up. I'm not going to do any of the wiring up here tonight. I'm going to save that for a fresh night. As I say, there's a lot of wires here to organize and rewire. They're all way too long for doing the method I'm doing now, especially that the motor wire from the LGX light. Yeah, so. Oh, thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. I mean, I stumble my way through some things, but eventually I get the job done, which is I'm pleased with. So I have a spare little speedway here, a small one. Oh, come on. There we go. Let me just switch. Let me go here while I do a little bit of cleanup and chat. We'll do this. And do I have the main on here? Why don't I have the main on here? Let me add a camera. Video capture device. That one. I'm just going to move that right over here. Whilst I tidy things up a bit. There we go. So, yeah. I enjoy doing these builds. I'm really, really, really happy that I decided to get into the Voron team bandwagon. Oh, found another broken ferrule. Oh, that's the other one I cut off. Don't want to leave those. I don't want them to end up on the main board. Okay, so there we go. We got, oh, I can take off. I don't need you. There we go. Don't need that little one up there. So there we go. So we got quite a bit done tonight. So the only thing that's left to do, which I'll probably stream and do during the week, is finish this. Finish this up onto the little daughter board up here. And then once that's wired up, then we're ready. I believe we're ready. I'm not going to worry about the covers right now, but then we're ready to do firmware, get the firmware installed. And then once we get everything running and make sure everything's good, then we can worry about the covers and the top hat. So I believe that is the next steps in the actual manual now that I've done the electronics through the LDO manual. Yeah, so the next step is the skirts and the covers and panels. Yeah. Perfect. And I've gone with, I'm doing white skirts, which will go actually really nice with this, I think. And white panel parts. And then a white top hat. I believe, did I finish printing the top hat? I did it somewhere here. Where'd I put the top hat? I have it here somewhere. Oh, right here. So, print the top hat on my, I have a FlashForge Creator 3, and the top hat just fits as a one-piece top hat. So that'll have a white top hat on it. So I think that's going to look sharp. It's kind of like, where does it go this way? Oh no, whatever. But it's kind of like Canadian colors, right? Red, white, and black. Well, red and white is the Canadian flag. So I think that's going to look really sharp when all is said and done. So should be good. Why did I go the Voron versus other printers like Rat Rig, Drop Dead Frederick? Good question. No reason specifically, but my first actual build, and let me go to the main camera again now. My first actual build, let me turn this light off, get this camera out of the way. There we go. My first actual build was a Rat Rig VCore 3 500. It's sitting over yonder. So it's right, actually I can pop this camera over. Is it this one? This one. So if you look right over there at the far side, that's my Rat Rig VCore 3 500 millimeter. It's sitting on its own table over there. So so that was my first real major build. Actually, the Prusa was my first build, the MK3. But yeah, so we have the Rat Rig over there. Um, so there's no particular reason. It's just that I've Voron comes extremely highly recommended, and the print quality on the thing is amazing. The speed is amazing. Core XY speed. It's got an amazing community of support for it. So they all do. They all have great support, but it's all a matter of your personal preference, right? So I could have done the Rat Rig V Core 300, or their little I forget what their little one's called to equal this size. But no, it's for me, it's about the build experience now. I think moving forward, I'm actually in the process of selling 4 or 5 printers, Crealities, FL Suns. My belt printer sold. I sold my belt printer. I'm in the process of selling them because I do 3D printing for a business as well. And I need reliable printers that are going to print good, fast, and quality and reliably. And I find the Vorons to be just that. I find the Rat Rig to be that, and the Prusas to be that. So my arsenal for printers, V Minion, yeah, that's the one. You got it. The V Minion is probably the equivalent size or similar to the V01 here. So I'm going to be covered up to the 500 millimeter size on the Rat Rig, all the way down to the 120 millimeter size on the V01, which is great because 80% of the things people print would fit on a V01. And if you're into cosplay and the helmets and stuff, you want a bigger one like a 500 millimeter, 400, 350. A lot of little things people print will fit on the V01. You can print all the parts for any Voron on a V01. Mind you, you're only going to print 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, but you can print them all on here. They'll all fit. From what I understand, even this top hat comes in a 4-piece file, and you fit 1 piece at a time on here, and it'll work. So that's great. But yeah, so I'm going to be moving forward. I will likely only ever do kits, unless the only one that may be in my radar down the road is that new X1 from it's the new one everybody's talking about, the X1 from I don't know. Anyways, I'm having a brain fart here because I mentioned it twice earlier. But that's intriguing, that printer coming out. But I want to see, the Kickstarter is just going nuts, but I want to see how it is in real life. Bamboo, thank you, Joe. The Bamboo X1, it's a dream come true printer if it does consistently what it says it's going to do every time. And so far, the makers that have received that in advance, the big guys, have had really good success with it. But I want to see 6 months down the road, are they still having success with it? If they have an issue with a hot end, if they have an issue with a motor, if they have an issue with whatever, how easy is it to fix? How readily available is it, and how expensive is it going to be? These builds, like especially the Voron, because the parts are, I would say, a little easier even to get than some of the Rat Rig parts. I haven't had experience with having to source parts for the Rat Rig yet, but these things, because they're kits that are built from scratch too, I could confidently take this apart and replace any part I want. If I have to print a new part, print it, blah, blah, blah. On the Bamboo X1, I don't know what that's going to be like, and that's what I want to see down the road. Still got software, network, firmware to tune. Yes. Yeah, I still got the but I'm so confident now going in with the software and the network. I think I'm going to be able to manage that without assistance. We'll see. There may be some questions pop up, but I've been reading and reading and reading and reading. So, but yeah. Hot end nozzle integrated and proprietary. See, and there's the other issue there too. So it's a great system, but if it's proprietary, how easy is it going to be to swap your nozzle? How easy is it going to be to repair your hot end if you get a clog, et cetera, et cetera? No, not Marlin and non-replaceable steppers. Well, see, again, all these little things like this, which is great. It's a great printer from what I've seen, but I want to see it 6 months and a year from now, with people getting it and using it and seeing, okay, number one, is it consistent? And number two, how long lasting are the parts going to be, and how easy are they going to be to get and or replace? Or is it going to be a major disassembly to replace something like a hot end or two? You guys know what I'm getting at. So That's kind of my opinion on it. So whereas this one, again, yeah, if you have to replace a broken whatever, you got to take a lot of stuff apart, but you've built it and you know how to put it back together. So, and they just work. So I'm going to have everything covered from one size up to the other, and they'll be reliable, etc. So for when I'm doing it for business. Yeah, Voron and the Hevort. I haven't heard of the Hevort yet, but yeah. But that's it. That's why I'm getting rid of a lot of my commercially name printers and going to the Voron ones. And so I'll have the V24, which is a 300. This is a 120. I'll have a 500, and then I've got the Prusa Mini and the Prusa in between. And then my FlashForge Creator 3 is a great IDEX printer. So that will cover anything I ever need to print, ever. Well, other than if I want to print a car, but that's a whole other story down the road. So, yeah, and then going forward, I probably will not buy any more printers. I will, if I get sent printers, awesome. I'll build them. I'll show them off on the channel. I'll be honest with my, opinions of them, like I have been with these Voron builds so far. And I will just go ahead and it'll be modifications, it'll be tweaking, it'll be showing off some prints. I've got to rethink my channel going forward because for the last year and a bit, it's been about builds and stuff. And then I'm going to be getting into CNC and the lasering and stuff. So that's down the road. So print a Tesla. Hey, why not? So that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Sounds like a TV show. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Sincerely like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. Y'all welcome back next week to this locality to have a heap and helping of my hospitality. One of your two existing printers, really, Creality Sermon D1, the stock extruder and firmware is a dumpster fire. Oh, wow. I'm right there with you going forward. I plan on building. Yeah. And I'll be honest. You can ask some of the guys that I've been in chat with, including Kieran. I at one point was like, I'm not interested in Voron. Why would I want to build a Voron? I'm not interested in Clipper. My Creality printers, my FL Suns, whatever, they're working fine. I'm not interested in the Vorons, but I've drank the Kool-Aid and I was fortunate that LDO sponsored my first Voron 01 build, and we showed that off really good at the Calgary Maker Faire, and I'm hooked. The Rat Rig was my first taste of Clipper, and I'm hooked. I'll do Clipper on any builds, and I'll do I got a lot to learn yet about Clipper. I still struggle with some of the things in it. I still have to ask a lot of questions, but there's a community out there that answers questions without snubbing their nose. They just answer the questions, and they're very, very helpful. So, which is what I like. And I can't just pick up the phone or go online and email Creality or FL Sun or any of the major guys that I know of, other than Prusa, and get a response in a timely manner to get my printers up and running. So, not to mention frustrations with software. Yeah, you felt my pain there. Yeah, growing pains, right? But you learn as you go, and I'm going to attempt to get this software and Clipper and everything running on this build solo. I'm going to try not to reach out and ask questions. I know there's people on that are going to be on the stream that are extremely knowledgeable that will answer the questions. And I know if they see me struggling, they're going to go, okay, do this, this, and this. But I'm going to try and get through this one on my own this time, just to see how much I've learned and how much I've absorbed. And there's documentation up the yazoo out there for doing this. So that's what I'm going to rely on. So it's all a matter of knowing how to find the documentation and how to find the instructions. So you can even put a runout sensor on it, set it up like in Clipper, then put Clipper plug in an old Pi that will test your phone if it ever text your phone. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's very cool. DeWitt 3D Canada will soon have a US distributor. Oh, they will. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Anyways, I am going to call it a night. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat. Haven't had supper yet, so I'm going to go grab a bite to eat. And we're going to continue this build maybe during the week if I have time. We have a funeral to attend on Tuesday. Maria's stepdad passed away last week, so we're attending that funeral on Tuesday. So it's going to be a rough week. So we'll see what happens and see if I have time to see if I have time to get this done. Worst case scenario, I finish this up next Sunday, and the Sunday after I get started on the 2.4. I'd like to do as much of the 2.4 live as possible, and that's going to be fun. I'm actually even sourcing out a granite stone, relatively decent size, so that I can use it for squaring up the frame on that, so I do it right. So thanks so much, Drop Dead Frederick. Appreciate that. So listen, and thank you, everybody. And thank you, Jason, if you're still listening, for that super chat earlier. And thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, and it keeps me going, right? So I'd still go anyways, but it's nice to have you guys out there watching, and I consider you all friends. So thank you so much, you guys. And I'm cheating. I'm looking at my other screen because I have to do my end screen now. So we'll catch you guys next week and during the week. And everybody have an incredible week and stay safe out there. And happy spring. Bye for now.